Okay, we are on chapter 24 of Aidan of Oren. The journey begins. This chapter is called Whispering Wind. Chapter 23. The people, the travelers, Aidan, Lily, Mackenzie, and Charles, they found out that egg hatched a baby dragon. And the baby dragon is a white baby dragon, and he wants to travel with them, and they have named him Damon. We are at chapter 24, which is called Whispering Wind. Here we go. And then there were 5. Aidan, his 2 closest friends, his pet falcon, and a baby dragon. They had walked throughout the morning and were getting hungry as they approached a strip of land with no vegetation. Aidan kicked into the dirt, which revealed only small, smooth stones underneath it. "How odd," he said as he reached for his pouch. "Looks like there was once a river here, but I didn't see it on the map. I'm sure I would have noticed it before." As he pulled the map from his pouch, Lily and Mackenzie sat on the dry ground to rest. "I'm hungry," whimpered Charles, as he waddled up to the 2 girls. "Lily, might you have something tasty in that basket of yours?" Mackenzie interrupted before Lily could respond. "Charles, you like berries, don't you?" "Oh, my, yes," said the excited falcon. "Does Lily have a few berries for me?" "No," Mackenzie pointed across the way, "but I see some over there." There's a picture that we have of the travelers. This caught Aidan's attention. He put down the map and walked halfway across the dry riverbed. "Are those berries?" he questioned in disbelief. "They're too big." "Well, I believe so," said Lily. "And look, the foliage on the trees on the other side is different than here. Maybe we're about to leave the dead forest and enter something else," said Mackenzie. "Maybe this is a new, mysterious forest that no one's ever seen before." She made claw shapes with her little hands and started reaching for Charles. "It might be scary in there." "Aidan!" screamed the terrified falcon. "Stop teasing, Mackenzie. We don't know what's in there," said Aidan. "I'm a little concerned that the map does not show this obvious landmark between what appears to be 2 different forests. Now, one thing is sure enough, though. We're about to leave the dead forest." "Well, what is this new forest called?" asked Lily. "Well, the map says the forest in front of us is called the Woods of Didicus," replied Aidan. "And the Valley of the Elves is located right in the middle of this forest." "Ooh, the Woods of Didicus," teased Mackenzie, still focusing her attention on Charles. "Well, let's take a look at that fruit over there," insisted Lily, who proceeded to walk across the dry riverbed toward the strange-looking trees. "We've got to head in this direction anyway." Aidan and the rest of them followed. As Lily had pointed out, the foliage was very different from that of the dead forest. The plants were bigger, as were the berries that grew wild. Aidan plucked one of the berries from the bushes at the edge of this new forest. It was bright red and as big as an apple, but soft and appealing. When he bit into the strange fruit, a stream of berry juice ran down his chin and onto his shirt. It's good," he exclaimed. "I've never tasted such wonderful fruit in all my life. I'll bet Grandmama could make great pie out of these." Lily and Mackenzie joined in, trying their best not to stain their own clothing. Charles also found a berry and began eating. All were enjoying the strange and delicious fruit, except for Damon, who simply sat back on his haunches. "But, Damon, aren't you going to eat anything?" asked Aidan between slurps. "Maybe dragons don't like fruit," said Mackenzie. "Maybe they prefer meat." Aidan and Lily stopped eating. "I'm sure he's hungry," continued Mackenzie. She said, sizing up Charles. "Don't even think it," quipped the irritated falcon as he waddled over to Aidan. "Please, please, pick me up," he demanded. The Woods of Didicus presented a delightful change of pace for the sojourning children. Less dense than the dead forest, the woods were filled with wondrous plants and trees they had never seen before. The group headed north without incident until the light of day began to fade. They stopped in a clearing next to a winding creek to prepare for the night and lit a small fire. "Well, the Valley of the Elves is not far from here," said Aidan as he held the map up to the light of the fire. "We should easily be there by midday tomorrow, which is the longest day of the year, and the prophecy states that this is the only way we can find the elves." I want my very own elf, giggled Mackenzie. They're not pets, corrected Aidan. They're people, just like you and me, only smaller, I think. Are you worried that we won't be able to find them? Asked Lily. No, what worries me is that we may find something else. The hooded man, said Mackenzie in a loud whisper. Charles, who had not said a word to that point, immediately jumped off Aidan's shoulder and waddled over toward Damon. He put his head back into his tail feathers and tried very hard not to listen. Yes, Mackenzie, the hooded man, said Aidan soberly. Let me tell you the story of Gorgon. As the night wore on, Aidan told them the incredible story of the man who was once the Prince of Goth. How very sad, said Lily. Do you really think Gorgon will try to stop us? I don't know, said Aidan, putting on his bravest face. But even if he tries to stop us, he will not succeed. Well, how can you be so sure? Well, Grandmama told me that the future is what we make of it, and destiny has placed us together here and now. But our success is not guaranteed. If we're determined and we work together, we can do anything. Are you afraid of seeing Gorgon again? Asked Mackenzie. Not with you here to protect me, he laughed. Mackenzie got up and walked over to where Aidan was sitting. She put her little hands on his cheeks, leaned down and kissed him on the nose. What was that for? Asked Aidan. Well, I've just given you my powers. If that bad man shows up now, you won't be afraid, not even a little bit. Did the elves tell you to do that? No, she said candidly, folding her little arms in front of her. I just made it up. Aidan rubbed the front of his nose thoughtfully. Well, thank you, I think, but aren't you going to protect me? No, that big man scares me. That made all the children laugh. Aidan was trying very hard not to show his own growing concern. As much as he hoped that they would find the elves before Gorgon found them, somehow he knew that this would not be possible. While Aidan and Lily discussed what lay ahead of them, Mackenzie drifted off to sleep. Lily quietly worked on her basket as they talked. Eventually, Aidan asked, What are you doing? Well, I'm repairing the basket, she said. It was damaged when the trolls attacked us. Holding it up to the firelight, she showed Aidan the tear. Now, with the weave torn like this, the basket has no use unless you reweave the basket, Aidan finished her sentence. Yes, said Lily. Once the weave is restored, the basket will be as good as new. They continued to talk into the night until Lily finished her work and went to sleep. Aidan saw that Charles had nestled himself under Mackenzie's arm, his newest favorite sleeping spot. Aidan could not sleep. He got up and walked down to the nearby creek. The wind started to blow in his face as a wave of self-doubt began to get the better of him. He could not stop thinking about the hooded man, the trolls, and Cartha. He had seemed to be so strong. He had to be, for Lily and Mackenzie's sake. But he was not strong now. The thought of facing Gorgon again made his legs weak. The wind suddenly picked up, now coming from all directions, blowing his hair in front of his face. I cannot go on, he shouted to the wind. My friends are too precious to me to endanger. Let someone else find the elves. The wind blew harder. I've asked for answers. I've spoken with the great sitting rock, but have come away only with riddles. I am blind to what lays ahead. Therefore listen, not with your ears, but with your hearts. The words of Grok rolled as an echo in the wind, startling him. They were the same words that the mysterious fish Bernard had said to Mackenzie. Aidan closed his eyes and shut out all the thoughts of the day. He even shut out his fears. For this one moment, his mind was clear. Peace fell over him like a warm quilt. Aidan! Startled, he opened his eyes. No one was there. The wind blew in his face even harder. Again, he closed his eyes. Aidan! A familiar voice called again. Grandmama? He shouted into the wind. Is that you? How did you get here? Why are you sad? Grandmama, I don't understand. Am I dreaming? There's a picture on the page. Picture of Grandmama. No, my boy, you are not dreaming, but you are not awake either. You have entered the realm between awake and sleep. It is here that I can talk to you. I've come because your heart has grown weak. You wish to turn back from the destiny that awaits you. Your fear for the safety of your friends has consumed you. But you should have seen what happened. I know about the trolls, Aidan, and I know about Kartha. I was there. Aidan could not believe what he was hearing. What you failed to see is that no harm came to those you love. It wasn't by chance, my dear. You are their protector. They are safer with you than anywhere else. I still don't understand what's happening. I don't understand you. Help me, Grandmama. You are learning about yourself, my child. You have abilities that you cannot yet comprehend, but you will in time. Is that why I was chosen to free the guardians? Yes, and much more. Your quest will heal the land and bring peace back to the people. It has already begun. The dead forest is dead no longer. I did that? Yes, Aidan. Tomorrow you will restore something else, something very precious. What do you mean, Grandmama? I don't understand. I'm worried that I'm not prepared for what will happen tomorrow. Oh, but you are prepared. This very evening, your two companions have given you everything you need to face tomorrow. But open your eyes, my child. Open your eyes and you will understand. Aidan opened his eyes. There on a rock was the answer to his question. Although he could not believe what he was seeing, Aidan knew what he had to do. Aidan of Oren, chapter 24.